Okay, so we're going to move on now to the air signs. So my Geminis, my Libras, Aquariuses, welcome to your collective tarot reading for the Taurus season, April 19th to the May 19th time period. Again, this is a general reading, so this may not resonate with everyone. Take what does and leave what doesn't. We will do, I'll pull a spread for you. I will clarify cards as needed. We'll kick off with an oracle deck reading right now, an oracle reading. And you got the Great Severing, Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. The reason why I think this is important, softening to love, love is really the planet, the ruler, Venus, and so softening to Venus. And actually Mars is within a few days of entering Taurus season, going to be leaving and transiting to Cancer, where it will be a lot more sensitive. And so, you know, that sensitivity related to kind of goal getting could bring some anger. And I think this card, again, just from an astrological transit perspective, makes sense. So Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Let's see what your spread says for you. Okay. Wow. Okay, some pretty great cards overall. The overarching energy of the situation is the Ten of Swords. So again, it's kind of like a crisis, being stabbed in the back, down and out. This is kind of the lowest of the lows, but it's also a 10, which is a completion of a cycle. So you're kind of going through this already. And again, that might be where some of that conflict is coming from, and the softening to love piece is something that you're being asked to do. Well, okay. Okay, air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. What I see here for you is in the past, you have been making some pretty great decisions. You are thinking about something that you have been working really hard towards. You've been really focused on an outcome, and you're making decisions not coming from the place of your heart or your passion, but really coming from your head, so a place of logic. And you're at this point where you're feeling very grateful for the opportunities that have come forward. You're feeling complacent and happy about the kind of success that you've achieved or the progress that you've made towards your goal, which is all great. The universe is asking you to take a bit of a pause and just surrender. So not, knowing that you're working really hard and that you're thinking through things, not everything needs to have a plan. Sometimes you need to kind of take an intentional break. So, being in the weeds versus kind of just having the 30,000 foot view. So you're encouraged to kind of take a bit of an intentional pause and to reflect. And to know that you might be overthinking things. You might be trapped a little bit in your head, and whatever kind of next step in the next 2 months or so, I think is going to be a pretty relevant time for you for whatever reason. In the near future, you might feel a little bit abandoned, neglected, and generally kind of unsupported. But I think that, again, that could be where you feel the conflict. You have the overarching energy is kind of like you've hit your rock bottom. I want you to know that great things are in store for you. So although that's kind of your near future, where you've come from is you've completed something out. And again, a completion of a cycle times 2. So, you have completed a cycle. It was something that you needed to kind of go through. It was a positive. It was for your own good. It was a positive experience. And other people are going to be seeing your luck changing. Your luck is going to be changing. And again, it's divine, it's destined, it's fated to happen. And your luck is changing. And in that process, you are going to be walking away from some things. You're going to be making some choices that, you might want to soften to love a little bit, capture your love energy. your or emotions, you might be making some decisions to walk away from something. And I clarified what that could potentially be, and I got the Eight of Cups yet again. So you're walking away from something, but you're going towards the sun. So you're going towards something that brings you great joy and pleasure, will be a good thing. You also got the Ten of Wands. You are walking away. You're releasing those burdens that you were holding on to in the past. So something that just wasn't serving you, you're getting rid of it, and you're taking action to move forward. And in the future, you will be doing that with the hopes of creating something that's unconditional, that's abundant, that's successful, that brings you great joy, and very kind of nurturing. And you will have a choice. And again, this is a place where you're supposed to be. You're supposed to get to this point where you have a choice to make, you'll make a choice, and that choice will, whatever choice that you do end up making, I think it will be a good one. It will be one where you feel self-sufficient, stable, secure. It will be one where you're taking action. It'll be one where things will flow with divine timing. You're working with kind of the divine energy to alchemize whatever it is that you're working towards. So a very interesting reading for you, air signs. Definitely do see some of those cards that could be pointing to kind of conflict, and some negative emotions, but the need to soften to love is also very apparent near the end of your reading, when you have the Empress, which is unconditional love. She's the divine feminine and the Lovers. So a choice that needs to be made, and it doesn't necessarily have to be with love, but of course it can very well be. So just kind of letting in the love of this season. So that's what I have for you, air signs. I hope that resonated. Again, take what does and leave what doesn't. Happy Taurus season. I will see you soon. The divine in me honors and acknowledges the divine in you. Namaste.